Hello, I would like to introduce my study one from article Do Individuals in Differences in Intolerance of Uncertainty Affect Health Monitoring? It's from McGill University in Montreal in Quebec. So what is goal of the study? So goal of study was to demonstrate an association between individual differences in IU and monitoring. So the research has shown that the situational uncertainty can lead to psychological distress, such as, for example, nervous, which may in turn lead to increased compliance with the medical recommendations. Next, the methods contains participants and producer. The participants were recruited through the McGill University Psychological Subject Pool, or they were recruited like volunteers from the same university. It consists from 147 women, and the participants were asked to complete 7 pages questionnaire, including the intolerance of uncertainty and behavioral monitoring. They need to report demographic information, such as the frequency of using condom and so on. So next one were measures. The measures consist from intolerance of uncertainty, then for next IU, and behavior measure monitoring. So IU includes 27 items that includes emotional, cognitive, and behavioral reactions. So the high scores reflect high U, and principal components analyst revealed 4-factor structure. What can you see just here? The next was behavior measures of monitoring, and they were assessed terms of information, seeking and behavioral intentions. The scale ranking was from 1 till 7, and example includes, for example, how likely is it that you will talk with other about your HPV. So participants were asked an open-ended question separately for positive and for negative results. How much time spent physical nurses devote to discussing the result of their HPV with them. So we could see it in a table on the next slides. Here is a relationship between IU and monitoring, and the hypothesis higher IU is associated with the higher monitoring, and it was assessed by that table, which I show you. The higher people, what is IU, more time physical nurses should spend discussing their positive or negative HPV results. So here is a correlation between IU and monitoring, and we could see the behavior monitoring here. The higher people score on the IOS, the higher the total monitoring score is. And the similar correlation between IOS score and the amount of time participants thought the physician or nurses should spend discussing their positive HPV results were significant for both positive and negative here. And it's the same. You can see it here, IOS score. So the higher people IU, the more time they thought of physician or nurses should spend discussing their positive or negative results. In the conclusion, the study one examined in descriptive design the individual differences in IU were associated differences in monitoring. It is expected that higher IU will be associated with higher monitoring, and there are positive of researching examining the effect of IU or health behavior. So thank you for your attention, and that was my article.